Ormy, thank you for the tier 2, buddy. I don't really want to sleep right now. I'm honestly not that tired. I'm not that tired, but I just went for like a walk and it's like really cold out. Like I went to go get some get some dinner. So I don't know why I have a headache. I had like a little coffee thing too, but I think that like the cold like rattled my brain or something. I don't really know. Thank you though. I really appreciate it. For 14 months. God damn. What's up, Trevard? Hi. Hello, Jaylene. Hello. I just wanna eat something. I have like a burger and fries or whatever. I just wanted to like watch some videos like while we, you know.
Claire's is a fashion, accessories, and jewelry store targeted towards young girls and tweens, and has been around since the 1960s. They sell plenty of pink and sparkly and unicorn-themed products, and Claire's feeds into the feminine urge to cover yourself in body glitter and buy a 20-pack of earrings for the bargain of $5.
Huh.
When I was younger, in the mid to late 2000s, going to the mall to hang out was one of the favorite pastimes of most of the other girls that I knew. With little money to actually spend and an hour until our parents picked us
What's
up,
up, Jaylene?
the trip
Hi.
was never complete without a stop into the local Claire's.
Oh yeah, they are gonna be rough during the winter. I agree.
Girl could want. There's headbands and
I'm gonna get
purses,
prepped for it though, you
journals
know.
and hair clips
I'm gonna
and
like make sure that I'm
any
like
kind of
warm.
jewelry you could think of. And if those earrings on the rack were the cutest pair you just had to buy, but you didn't have your ears pierced to wear them, you were in the right place, because Claire's would pierce your ears for you right there in the store too. In retrospect though, as fun as it was to try on feather boas and sunglasses until my friends and I got kicked out of the store for not buying anything, Claire's wasn't exactly the accessories haven it marketed itself as. My main memories of my local store included always being tiny and cramped and had every space filled with something shiny to grab.
You think as a game man, you're obligated to go where? Claire's?
To make the claustrophobia even worse, the store was almost always a mess. There's scarves and handbags laying across the store from the racks, balanced on other displays, or just completely on the floor. When my friends and I, with barely any money to our names, did eventually buy something, the excitement—
I think my sister got her ears pierced at Claire's. Read previous message. Previous to your previous message? You said headache, go to sleep. What's up, Finn? Hi. Yeah, your first message was not posted at all. Sorry.
We bought broke off of its chain, or our new earrings made our ears turn green. With such a—
well, that's awesome. Good for you. That actually sounds awesome. I love theater. Theater's dope. Musicals, I'm all about it. I love Broadway. You know, Tay with Shem, sorry to hear that. What's up, gamer? Hi. How's my day been besides my headache? It's been pretty good. I went undefeated in a little Magic tournament too. It's kind of cool. Do I have a picture? Yeah, there we go. Undefeated, 5-0, with probably the deck that I'm gonna play this coming weekend at like the big tournament in North Jersey. It's like a $20,000 tournament, so I'm really excited. Do I remember my artwork you made me? I think so. You can remind me. Do I remember you? You forgot to resub like a year ago? Who are you?
Multiple times throughout the years how Claire's was even still in business. I mean, a mess of disorganized accessories in a cramped store that would definitely break after you used them a couple times just doesn't seem like a good business model. More than its faulty physical products though, I think Claire's has gained an even bigger negative reputation among those in the piercing community. Claire's first started offering piercing services in 1978, and since then it's been a convenient source for ear piercings. I love this one quote from their website. Did you know that we have pierced the ears of Olympians,
that's cute,
musicians,
Trevor. That's funny. What's up, David? Hi.
Pierce their kids too. As if that adds to their credibility at all. With over 100 million ears pierced since 1978, no wonder we are regarded as the piercing professionals. Yeah, I don't think anyone calls them the piercing professionals, and
when do I represent America?
Claire's piercing so many people may have only helped run
I have to win a lot of tournaments for that.
to the ground.
The title of this video is How is Claire Still in Business? I love these kind of like business videos. I'm like a big fan of like, I don't know, like, you guys know I like learning. I like watching videos and like learning. And I always think it's really interesting when it's about businesses. I don't know, because I grew up with Claire's, not I wasn't like a frequent shopper or anything, but like my sister I think got her ears pierced there. I remember like bringing like a family friend to like get their ear pierced there when you're younger. Like it's just like a store that like I feel like is so commonly known in America that it was on like my recommended feed because it knows that I like these kinds of videos. So, you know,
despite having a very
I'm eating a burger from Wawa. It's actually really good.
To certify their retail employees as ear piercers, Claire's has become somewhat infamous for being a poor choice for anyone looking for a new ear piercing.
Oh yeah.
I remember always seeing the free ear piercing signs and being a kid and not understanding their fine print marketing tactics. I thought of Claire's as the fun place to go to get your ears pierced if you had nothing better to do, because after all, it's free. Despite the convenience, there's a lot of claims that the certified piercer
I would never go to Claire's to get my ear pierced. But that being said, I'd probably do it for Twitch for content.
seem to have no idea what they're doing, making some piercings crooked or off-center, or causing piercings to become easily infected, with some cases even ending in hospital visits. It seems that even an in-depth piercing training regimen involving piercing a piece of foam can't help Claire's from getting their piercing guns jammed or stuck on their customers' ears and having employees with nails too long to get the job done right.
Oh my god.
Most Claire's stores offer at least 7 different types of piercings, including the auricle and cartilage. Some locations even offer nose piercings,
That's
but
cute,
no matter the type or location on the body, most people still don't recommend Claire's for the way that they go about piercing their customers. A piercing gun is a type of piercing tool that, as you might have guessed, sort of resembles a gun and is used by piercers at all the Claire's locations. The draw of the piercing gun is that it's easy to load, usually easy to operate, and pierces quickly without the need for as much piercing knowledge.
As somebody that has I've had both of my lips pierced, this scares me. Seeing this gun being put to my head would trigger a little fear in me. The way that they did it for the lip piercing, a lot, hand and needle, like fucking, you know, super simple.
Piercing guns and their conveniences, however, often come with a bit of a cost, and not a monetary one, as you can buy your own piercing gun on Amazon for as little as $10 right now.
Sick!
No.
Oh, chat. You know what you should get me for Christmas next year? Or my birthday? My birthday's coming up. Ear piercing gun, $10. Good price. Oh my god. I wonder how many of my friends would just let me pierce them in just like random locations, you know? For the content.
Oh, the real issue is that many people have with these tools is that they're made for non-professional piercers.
Oh, it comes with a skin marker, that's funny.
Local Mall's Claire's staff. Instead of technically piercing through the skin as the name would make you believe, the earrings used to load the gun have blunt backs on them. The bluntness of the earrings forces its way through the skin, making a hole through crushing rather than...
Yeah, poor child doesn't have a face. So I don't really plan on getting any more piercings in my life, maybe tattoos someday, but if my child wants to get their ears pierced, I'm gonna bring him to the scariest fucking tattoo shop in the world, because you know for a fact that it will be run by the nicest fucking people in the world and they will do the best job.
Piercing like a needle. When this kind of trauma to the skin occurs, it makes it a lot easier for things like poor healing, infections, and scarred piercings to happen. Not to mention that, according to the professional piercing community, while the users of the gun can make sure that the earrings and themselves are clean, the actual gun itself can't be, or at least probably won't be, properly sterilized between uses, making its risk of causing an infection even higher. Some
Good one,
infections,
David.
depending on the case, have even ended some people up in the hospital for treatment. Of course, when filling out the required registry form
I'm not
for
looking.
piercings, there are a lot of warnings about potential outcomes and an insistence that Claire's minimum wage employees, surprisingly, do not act in the capacity of medical professionals.
Oh shit.
They claim to have no link with any issues that may occur after
So they will not
piercing,
administer
and the whole
CPR.
registry form is expectedly one big liability sign-off waiver. Still, there's a potential
That dive vibe is awesome in a tattoo parlor. I love that dive feeling. You know what I mean? So, and it's usually the scariest places are usually run by the nicest people. I don't know.
potential association with hospitals if you get your ears pierced at Claire's. Not a great look for the brand. And Claire's isn't just controversial for its piercings to its willing customers though, who must have a parent or guardian's sign permission on the registration form and be at least 13 to have cartilage pierced. In recent years, the store has also been under fire for its policy on piercing children, starting at as young as 2 months old. Multiple ex-employees have come forward and stated how upsetting it is to have to pierce
We hit sub goal. I get my dick pierced at Miss Claire's.
the ears of a child that's more than just nervous, but being held down after struggling to get away and voicing their discomfort. The general policy for unwilling children receiving ear piercings is that as long as the parent who signed off on it agrees to continue, Claire's has the right to go ahead with the piercing, no matter what the child has to say about it. Claire's does have the right to refuse a piercing if they believe it can't be done properly, but according to a few ex-employee stories, most managers would prefer to count the sale to meet quotas before refusing to pierce an upset child. Okay, so maybe you don't want to get your ears pierced by a 16-year-old at their first retail job. Claire's has plenty of other stuff to buy though. What about the makeup? There's a lot to choose from, everything from eyeshadow and blush to those plastic flip phones filled with goopy lip gloss that they still make for some reason. I don't think most kids born within the last 10 years will even know what the shape is supposed to be. They do make a modernized set that's meant to resemble a smartphone, which, even though I just dogged on the style, makes me nostalgic for the poor goopy flip phones that are getting phased out. With so many colors and variations, how could you go wrong with makeup? Well, if it had
Let Lily do the
asbestos in it.
piercing. I mean, that's the guaranteed way to get infection. In fact, oh wait, I have the perfect sound on my Stream Deck for the idea of Lily getting my, if I'm gonna get this piercing,
My dick fell off!
There we go. That's what would happen.
I guess. In early 2018, the Food and Drug Administration of the US, or FDA, tested a few samples of makeup products from Claire's, and after finding trace amounts of asbestos in the samples, the FDA warned consumers against buying the products, and Claire's took the makeup in question off the shelves. Claire's didn't make the move to recall the products though, which would be an official request from the store to return the makeup if it was purchased, since it might have a cancer-causing carcinogen in it.
My arm literally
Claire's
could
not
have
issue a
fallen
recall,
off
but actually
or
questioned
died.
the FDA's findings. After claiming its products were safe, the corporate team said that the FDA's tests showed significant errors and that the FDA must have mischaracterized fibers in the products as asbestos. Even Jojo Siwa had to eventually get involved when 2 more products tested positive for asbestos in 2019, and one of her branded makeup sets were among the products. Fortunately, Jojo assured everyone that she and her team were taking the situation seriously and were working to get the products off the shelves and refunds.
She is actually, JoJo, probably, in thinking about it, probably the best spokesperson for Claire's, ever. I think about, who would shop at Claire's? And, what kind of celebrity would you want advertising your product? So people could, go, I think of her. I think that she would be,
even if the
perfect.
product was opened or used. I can understand not wanting bad press or losing revenue, but Claire's markets to kids. To so boldly just say, nah, guys.
Would they pierce my nips?
Our asbestos makeup
What? Okay.
maybe had
I
asbestos.
guess my question is, Not what will they pierce? What won't Claire's pierce?
In it. Stop calling it asbestos makeup. And by the way, the FDA doesn't know what they're talking about. Instead of just doing the right thing is just a bad move all around. The worst part is that the FDA couldn't force them to make a better move either. There are currently no legal requirements for any cosmetic manufacturer to test their products for safety, and there's no requirements for those same manufacturers to comply with FDA authority to recall the products. These couple of instances.
No, what is Glass Onion? What is that?
Had been alleged to have asbestos in its products. Okay, so stay away from the ear piercings and probably the makeup, just for good measure.
Okay, yeah, they do it in the open. I don't care about
Claire's
this.
has so many more products to offer, like pen with fur on top and tiny infant unicorn toy. I know that these are actually very valid products within the young girl market, even if they're not my thing. It's not uncommon for most stores
These
to
are
source
valid?
most, if not all, of their items from Chinese
I
manufacturers, though.
feel like toys in kind of general are like phasing out. Like, I would be kind of surprised if I saw a child playing with a toy. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody's like iPad kids now, which I don't know if is like worse or better. Like, is it bad that we get kids like hooked on iPads and screens and stuff like really early now? Legos are still big, yeah, for sure. I mean, Legos are classic. I think that Legos will continuously. I mean, they're popular. The cool thing about Legos is that they're popular not only with kids. Like, if somebody bought me a Lego fucking, you know, like a Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter thing, I'd probably build it. You know what I mean? Like Legos are a gift that can be purchased for somebody that is not a child. However, are generically made for children. Yeah, I think Legos are a good age divide. I agree. However, it's just like, I don't know. Is it really that bad that we have iPad kids now? It's not like they're not using their imaginations. It's not like they're not learning when they're using an iPad. You know what I mean? Especially if you're like a parent and you're giving the kid the iPad, you have I could give my child like more educational games. You know, like I don't, you know, who's I'd be surprised if I saw a child playing with this toy. That's all I'm saying, is that like there's like no purpose to these toys.
Which most of the time will make them cheap and janky. Even if tiny infant unicorn toy is okay, there's still a concerning amount of Claire's items that just aren't. Jewelry, infamously, will often fall apart upon wearing it. Toys will break into pieces. Nail polish just won't dry. Backpacks and water bottles... Okay, I guess you get the idea. Again, it's unfortunately not uncommon in today's capitalist society to get Wish.com quality even when paying the Claire's.com price. Claire's is
Yeah,
the first...
I'm kind of done with this video personally, but I got what I wanted out of it. I learned a little bit. I learned about Claire's. Kind of interesting. Remember the days when kids could fix computer issues for their parents? Those days are done. Kids don't know anything about how digital rate gestures. What do you mean? I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all. In fact, I trust kids more with computer issues. You know, like my parents would obviously come to me about, you know, if they had like a computer problem. My dad was always stubborn though. My dad would never like there'd be an issue and he would try to fix it himself. And then anytime I did something, he'd be like, "Oh, don't do that, don't do that." And I'm like, "I don't think you know what you're doing, old man. How many times do we have to tell you, old man?" Oh, hey.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
That's you, chat. Wait, yeah. For the majority of stream, like, this is me.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Or maybe this is you, and maybe that's me. Wait, actually, now that I think about it.
You're not my dad!
Twitch Prime.
Yeah, Mr. K, thank you for the 3 months in a row, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah, maybe this is me, and then this is you. Oh, fuck. I gotta get this as a sound clip.
To teach you this lesson, old man.
Yeah, I gotta get that as a clip. Grew up with electronic games, physical toys like me now. Yeah, I mean, there you are. What's up, Pringle? Hi. If you want me to say hi to you and I didn't acknowledge your fucking existence, say hello. I will give you the attention you deserve. Actually, do you deserve it? Is it early, or is it just you want it, you know? I don't know. Oh, like this one. Oh, this is a good video. I was actually literally just talking about this with my friends, so I'm very interested in this video. Are school lunches really that bad? Because in my recollection, I loved school lunches. Like, I don't know, like mediocre pizza, a mediocre burger, like I was all about it, you know? I never acknowledge you. Hello. Supreme leader, goddamn. That makes me sound like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I am I'm a monarch. You know? I was literally born for this. I didn't take it by force, you know? What's up, supportive? Hi. You love school, dude. School lunches are gas. Hello, Crystal.
Kid what their favorite food is, you'll likely get a lot of different answers. Pizza is always a favorite, along with other kids' meal classics like chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. What would you
Okay. How many of you can openly admit that you guys are like pizza, chicken nuggets, mac and cheese people? And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that are super picky, that don't like to eat any other new kinds of foods, and are just gonna stick with fucking pizza, mac and cheese, and fucking chicken nuggets. Like, I know so many of those people. Like, they go get pizza and then be like, no, like, I want plain, and then sometimes I'll eat pepperoni. And they go to Wendy's and they get like just the chicken sandwich. They don't want any mayo on it or lettuce. They want the bread and the fucking chicken. You know what I mean? You hate chicken nuggets? What? How? It's breaded chicken in a very tender and juicy form. How? No tomato, onion, mushroom? You have a few friends that, like, it's good that you at least try something. Like, I just know so many people that are like, I don't know why. I don't know why they are this way. I don't know why they are. In fact, I was thinking about this with my half sister, right? My dad and my stepmom have a kid. My half sister, she's like gonna be 13 this February. She had food anxiety as like a kid and like would not eat like fucking anything. And then my dad, who's super compliant, would just make her whatever she wanted. Like, oh, she's not gonna eat tacos for dinner, so I'm gonna make her butter noodles, you know? Like instead of like forcing her to eat something or starve, which is what I would do. Like, if I was like a parent, I'd be like, you're gonna eat this, or you can go make yourself a peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? Like, that's, my dad's just like, nah, fuck it. Like, you're not gonna eat, I'll make you something that you're gonna eat. And like, she is very much like a chicken nugget, pizza, macaroni and cheese kind of person. However, I brought her out for ramen last week, and she has never had like a restaurant grade ramen, and she loved it. And I genuinely think that she only tried it because she wanted to try it with me, and I thought that was very sweet. And we turned the whole story around and made it very wholesome. She doesn't like to try food, but she'll do it with me.
Notably,
And she
famous
loved
on
it, by the
this
way.
list
She
are
loved
raw
it.
chicken patties, soggy vegetables, and mystery meat. So why are these foods some of the core staples of American school lunches served to kids for all but 3 months out of the year? School lunches have infamously been a hot topic.
Actually, though, I have started to eat egg in ramen. I will not eat like a scrambled egg. I won't eat like an omelet. But in the ramen, when it comes to that hard-boiled egg, I'll eat the egg. Because I would say like a month or two ago, I would say like 2 months ago, I went to my favorite ramen place that was in Florida, and it comes with the egg in it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna put the whole, I'm really hungry right now. If I ever want a chance to like the egg, which I hate eggs, if I ever want a chance to like it, I'm gonna do it now. Because like I'm really hungry, so maybe like I'll like it a little more. I ate the whole fucking thing, and I was like, you know what? That wasn't that bad. Because the egg kind of just tasted like the super salty, spicy miso broth that it had been sitting in. So I don't know. It didn't really taste that bad. It didn't really taste like anything, to be honest. It was more like the texture that was I ate. It was like there was like the goopy texture to it, which is okay. Bananas, I love banana bread, banana nut muffins, but I don't like bananas on their own. I'll eat one if I'm hungry. Like if I'm really fucking hungry and there's nothing else, I'll eat a banana. It's not like I won't fucking, but generally I will not pick a banana to eat. I don't like banana flavored things like banana candy, banana whatever. Coconut's good. Yeah, coconut's good. Coconut milk's okay. I won't I'm not going to buy that over. I'd rather like coconut water. I'd rather like regular water. That's like my favorite. I would get a banana split, sure, but I wouldn't get a banana split on my own. That's like a cute like date thing. Like if I was like on a date and they're like, "Oh, do you want to split like a banana split with me?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. I don't like bananas, but fuck it, let's do it."
Topic of debate pretty much since their inception in the early 1940s. They've evolved from being created to feed starving children during the Great Depression to now serving as part of the reason childhood obesity is on the rise, or, at the same time, why some kids are skipping lunch altogether.
What the fuck? School lunches are making kids obese?
The main point in question is typically the quality of the food that's served, although there are a ton of
No
other issues
banana
around school
hammocks?
cafeterias and what children are or aren't getting out of them. I've always found it interesting that in media like movies and TV, American school cafeterias often have this certain collection of stereotypes to them. Lunch ladies are often depicted as being old or ugly, mean or apathetic, or sometimes even dirty and
We had wait, let me see if I can let me see if I can find this real quick. This was our this was like the middle school that I went to. School lunch lady, she was 94. When I went to middle school, which was back in I was in middle school from like 20, but I was in Northfield Middle School from 2012 to 2008 to 2010. 2008. She was 82 years old. God damn. She's kicking it. 94. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Lunch ladies are gas. Lunch ladies are the fucking... And I say lunch ladies, but in general, like, it could be any... Oh, Lily's got the fucking zoomies. Oh my god. But yeah, the lunch people, you can call them lunch people, but they were lunch lady. They're the best people. They were the nicest people. They always treated me well.
Violating school health codes. The food that they serve often complements their depictions with mystery meat and indiscernible slop being among the most common tropes. I think that this speaks a point about how people view American school cafeteria meals. Of course, inedible and mysterious food.
One lunch lady didn't like. What
It
happened?
seems a lot of people in film and TV also just have a negative memory of their school cafeterias in general, which would explain why it's still being portrayed with these same tropes to this day.
Wow, that's
Is school
fucked up.
cafeteria food really
Sorry to hear
bad?
that.
I was in public school between 2004 to 2017, which was an interesting time for the development of school lunches. I almost always bought my lunch in the cafeteria too, so my experience
Hi,
was based on
Mickey.
going through the lunch line for 13 years instead of bringing food from home.
Wow, that's so sad. I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
ended up really liking the cafeteria food. I've always been a picky eater, so there were, of course, some things I just wouldn't touch, but what I did buy never really gave me anything to complain about.
Oh, bro, I can almost fucking taste those green beans. Do you feel like, can I, like, you know what I mean? Do any of you have like the, I don't know if it's like an empathic ability, but like, can you like look at something and like know how it tastes? Like, I can fucking taste that grilled cheese. You know what I mean? I can taste those soggy ass green beans. I know, like I can feel them melt in my mouth without having to use my teeth.
Some of my favorite school lunches were chicken nuggets, hot dogs, and of course the iconic
Those tater tots, fucking banging, insane. That glizzy, I'd be gobbling it. Hello, bunnies.
pizza. The lunch ladies were always really sweet too. My school lunch lines at the schools I attended were double-sided, meaning that kids could slide along either side, and all the food was self-serve. That's to say that I never had a lunch lady scooping something onto my tray for me, but even if I did, I'm sure they would have been really nice about it. As I got older, though, I started to recognize that not all of the food that was served was top quality. Burger or sandwich buns were usually pretty dry, and
Yeah, ew, that one's not that great.
patties that were in them weren't
What is this cheese?
typically any better. Fruits and vegetables were often pretty soggy or limp-looking, and the milk cartons at the front of the lunch line slowly became less appetizing over time.
I feel like that this is like just a product of like wherever this content creator went to school, because from my memory, the milk cartons were always like they weren't like there was never like generally a problem with them, and I feel like sometimes the food like was not up to par, but it wasn't like
I actually
terrible.
replaced the pet brand milk for True Moo when I was around 11.
Really, the milk was
The milk I
warm.
used in my school district to this day. This new milk, or the chocolate milk specifically, always had this pile of unmixed
We did not use True. I think we used True Moo for like a period of time, and then when I went to high school, it was a different brand.
chocolate flavoring at the bottom of the carton. You could try shaking them.
You
up
want a
before you ate, but it
prize?
usually didn't
What was the
work.
prize?
So with this chocolatey sludge in the milk cartons in mind, you can get an idea of the quality of the watered down milk that was being served with lunch. By high school, I had a pretty good understanding of what foods were decent in the lunch line and what definitely weren't. Thankfully, I never had any terribly disgusting experiences, but when searching online, it's clear that a lot of other kids across the country did. Bruised or rotten fruit, moldy packaged items, and undercooked meat are just some of the traps.
Yo, that was my nickname in high school. Undercooked meat.
That appear in American school cafeterias. I never understood the stereotype of mystery meat in media depictions of lunch lines. I knew not everything was up to everyone's standard, but I personally never saw something that could be ridiculed to the level of being unrecognizable as something edible. I even planned to kind of poke fun at it in this video until I found pictures that pretty quickly proved that this wasn't just some exaggerated joke. Sometimes it really is impossible to tell what the lunch line is offering, especially if it's
What
not
is that?
vegetables near the food to solve the mystery of the mystery meat. To add insult to injury, if these meals
Yo, those
have
fries
before
look
bruises and mold
horrible.
before being offered to children, the poor quality still isn't exactly absolved. A report in 2009 by USA Today.
You get
found that
moldy
60%
fruit?
of the Agricultural
That fucking
Marketing Service,
sucks.
or AMS, a part of the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
What is this? Kind of interested in reading this. In the past 3 years, the government has provided the nation's schools with millions of pounds of beef and chicken that wouldn't meet the quality of safety standards of many fast food restaurants from Jack in the Box and other burger places, chicken chains, KFC. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says the meat it buys for the National School Lunch Program meets or exceeds standards in commercial products, but this isn't the case. This isn't always the case. McDonald's, Burger King, and Costco, for instance, are far more rigorous in checking for bacteria and dangerous pathogens. They test the ground beef they buy 5 to 10 times more often than the USDA tests beef made for schools during a typical production day. And the limits in Jack in the Box and other big retailers set for certain bacteria in their burgers are up to 10 times more stringent than the USDA sets for school beef. For chicken, the USDA has supplied schools with thousands of tons of meat from old birds that might otherwise go to compost or pet food called spent hens because they are past their egg-laying prime, and the chickens don't pass muster with Colonel Sanders. KFC won't buy them, and they won't pass the soup test either. The Campbell's Soup Company says it stopped using them a decade ago based on quality. Wow, interesting.
agriculture that buys meat for school lunches were lower than the standards of the average fast food restaurant in the country. That means that meat like chicken that was turned away by the likes of KFC and the Campbell Soup Company ended up in the lunchlines of American schools and being fed to children. The study blames poor quality control and lack of testing of meat samples for so much meat containing bacteria and potential pathogens slipping through.
My nickname was Raw Meat. Now we're just fucking I had a lot of nicknames in high school, to be fair, you know? Undercooked meat. White chocolate. I mean, come on, that one, you know. I'm glad that one stuck. Thick and ready. No, it's not thick and ready. I don't know where I got that one. I wish.
Despite school lunches not exactly being what you'd call
Can you imagine your nickname being thick and ready?
schools and plenty of others, there was still always something on the lunch line that would sweeten the deal. I'm of course talking about the cafeteria desserts. I remember my elementary school lunch line, which wasn't overly long, having a whole section of the line dedicated to sweets that took up about a quarter of the whole line. They were things like cake, cookies, pudding, jello, and of course, ice cream. If your school cafeteria didn't have a freezer built into the lunch line, then you were missing out.
You'll take that one?
Freeze bars, those little ice cream cups.
Yo, whoa, go back.
Pudding, jello, and of course, ice cream. If your school cafeteria didn't have a freezer built into the lunch line, then you were
Did we have ice cream? We definitely did have ice cream. I can't remember where the ice cream was. I don't remember.
We're missing out. My school had Push Pops, Minute Maid freeze bars.
I wish they had Push Pops. Push Pops are gas. They always had these fuckers. And Bro, I don't like these. I mean, I like them, like they're, you know, like I'll eat it. But there's just something about like I don't know. It like you're like sucking it out of like damp paper, you know what I mean? Yeah, they were so hard to open. This part at the very top just gets fucking damp with all the juices that you're sucking.
Bars, those little ice cream cups with the wooden spoons.
These were the fucking worst. Actual worst. That stick, that hard, you know, that wooden stick gives me negative ASMR vibes. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be like a word for it, but I can picture the texture in my hands and in my mouth, and it gives me shivers that are like all bad. You know what I mean? Like I can feel it on my teeth, and how I could I don't like it. I don't like to think about it. It's negative. I don't know what to call it, but it's a negative ASMR.
Fudgesicles, creamsicles,
right? You could like, all right, creamsicles are the fucking best.
The wooden spoons,
Fudgesicles, they're good. They're not having them in the school, but they're good. Creamsicles are my absolute favorite. Nothing better than cream filled. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You if any chat were to get it, you guys were to get it. But like, these are like genuinely my favorite. I love creamsicle. I love creamsicle flavor. You know, like I love, you know, like you get like the Stewart's root beer creamsicle soda is one of my favorite sodas. One of my favorite sodas, like of all time. Probably my favorite.
Popsicles, basically.
These popsicles are so average. So average. So average. No, my school did not have all this. My school had those little ice cream cups, and then like the other one, like the Minute Maid one. Chad, which flavor are you reaching for? I buy a box of these, and we're sharing. Which flavor are you reaching for in here? 4 very mid flavors. I mean, they're nothing special, nothing fucking. It's like you got orange, you got cherry, and you got grape. Very, very average flavors. I think I'm going for the grape. I love grape. I like grape. Grape, baby, that's fucking right. That's right. Never grab cherry. I think the cherry's aight. Oh yeah, your lips are red. That's cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. I like that.
If it was frozen.
Grape or cherry tastes like medicine. I feel like so many people feel that way. Like, oh, I won't eat that. It tastes like medicine. Like, what kind of medicine are you drinking?
sweet and ended in sickle.
Tastes like sugar.
In the lunch line for
Like
you.
fucking 100% sugar.
My schools had kids pay for their lunch using a lunch number or student number that was unique to each kid. It was easy.
Oh, do you guys remember your school lunch numbers? Do you guys remember your school lunch numbers? I think I remember mine. 410690 or 461 461. Oh, I can't remember. It's been a long time. Oh, I like how you're able to fires right off the bat. Healthy. You're like, boom! 263321. My parents packed my lunches or I went home for lunch. Wow. That's... You never ate school lunches? School lunches were
Some
bomb.
parents to just load up the lunch fund by making a check out to the school, then to give their children cash each day. The problem with this, though, was that all I had to do was type in my lunch number or tell it to the lunch lady, and then I could buy whatever I wanted, desserts included. And
You see, what happened when I got to high school was I remember the conversation when I got to high school after about, I want to say like into my sophomore year. I got to my sophomore year. I was pretty much living with my mom. And I went, "Hey mom, instead of like writing a check to the school for lunch money, could you just give me the money?" And then she was a little sus about it. And I said, "Well, hear me out, right? Like, you're paying the money anyway. And sometimes I don't want the things that are going to be at the school. Like sometimes, like, for example, like on Fridays, which was like the Pizza Friday, there'd be a specific part in, so the way that our high school lunch worked was during lunchtime, all the kids in the school had lunchtime at the same time, 54-minute lunch. All the kids had lunch at the same time, all 4 grades. And you could wander the hallways, and in different hallways, there were different foods. So the cafeteria had the main foods. They had all the hot foods, nachos, the burgers, and then like, stuff that like rotated, And then in the hallways all over the school, there was like, you can get peanut butter jelly sandwich. There was like places that you can get like a sandwich, chips, apple, basic things, very, very basic. And then there was a specific part of the school that you can go to on Fridays, and you could buy Primo's Pizza, which Primo's Pizza is a pizza joint around here that's like a very, I would say it's like an average pizza place. It's nothing special. It's better than the average pizza place anywhere else, because we're in New Jersey, and like New Jersey, New York has like really good pizza like around here. So it's like better than like random Ohio pizza, but like, better than a Domino's for sure, but it's nothing like fucking special. But on Fridays you could buy Primo's Pizza and you'd always need the cash. So I was like, "Mom, if you would just give me the $5 a day, like it would be a lot easier, because like my friends like who are seniors like leave the school and they go to McDonald's sometimes, and I want to be able to give them the $5 and tell me to get McDonald's." So after sophomore year, they just started giving me the $5 a day. And then sometimes I wouldn't eat, and then I would save my money for Magic cards. But like whatever. Like my mom doesn't know that. My mom doesn't know that. Oh, Little Caesars is terrible. Definitely better.
And as a kid with a huge sweet tooth, I don't think that was an ideal setup for creating a healthy relationship with food. And I'm definitely sure I wasn't the only kid that would buy a little plastic bag of cookies or a cafeteria cake at the end of the lunch.
Yo, that fucking pizza. So first of all, this pizza, always like very mid. Always like.
And I'm definitely sure I wasn't the only kid that would buy a little plastic.
Now she knows. No. And I didn't like. Here's the thing: is that I didn't like not eat lunch all the time. Like here, what I would do is I would like buy my like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, for like $3, and then I would save the $2 for Magic cards or something. Like it wasn't like I was like fucking like starving myself so that I could buy Magic packs. This pizza though, This pizza is the bomb. The bomb diggity. I can literally taste it. I can taste that pizza.
Cake at the end of the lunch line just because I could. The kids that
This is some, I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this before.
school weren't exempt from this either. I'm sure it was just as easy to budget in a fudgesicle from the freezer with the couple of bucks you had in your pocket by not buying milk to drink or getting less proper food to eat. In middle and high school, it wasn't much better. Middle school introduced warm, soft cookies in a special paper bag that had 3 cookies in it for $1. That's about
Wow. That's a good deal.
by Otis Spunkmeyer, as it said on their paper bag, and were the exact kind of greasy goodness you would expect from an arcade snack bar or something.
We had a Spunkmeyer. What a fucking name. Goddamn. I remember in my high school, they introduced, so they have, in the library, they started selling coffee. It was $1. Came in a size like smaller than 12 ounces. I think it was like 8 ounces, maybe. 8 ounces hot coffee, as well as French vanilla. I don't know. I assume that it's like French vanilla coffee, but we only called it French vanilla, and it was $1. And it was just a fucking cup of like sweet. I don't even know if there was caffeine in it. It could have been like sugar water, but it was hot. It was sweet. It was fucking tasty, and it was $1. And I would drink those things almost every day.
But not ideally from a children's lunchroom. I continued to be tempted very easily by all the desserts that were always in my daily and immediate reach, except now I was being advertised to by contract deals made through the school. I don't think I need to explain why including sugary foods in the cafeteria isn't a great idea, but
Maybe they didn't sell coffee. Maybe it was just the French vanilla, but that fucking French vanilla was clutch. I drank that shit almost every day. It was $1. Like, and you could get it anytime. Like I'm in between classes and I really want something to drink, you know, I would stop by the library, have $1, be like, can I get a French vanilla, please? And then go to my class. So good. So fucking good.
snacks and junk food are typically treated as some
Tim Hortons? I'll have to try it if I ever go to Tim Hortons.
Intake of sugar and fats when they can. But of course, school is the one place that parents are away from their
I've
kids.
never seen a cake like that in
Instead of
school.
being mostly uninvolved in a children's meal decisions, kids are given free rein to have whatever they want. With obesity, especially childhood obesity, and diabetes becoming more and more prevalent as American health issues, I just wonder whose idea it was exactly to start incorporating desserts into the lunch line. Surely, back in the 40s during the Great Depression era, the school lunch program wasn't spending what little money was around at the time on things like cakes and pies to give to children. So at what point did the capitalists realize that—
Why does this look like a prison? Look at the walls. Fucking barren. There's no windows. Like, it's just sad.
getting children hooked on sugar in the place they spend the majority of their formative years in was a good idea? My persistent sweet tooth and I would like to have a word with them, whoever they are. Even if sweets weren't available in the lunch line, there are still some issues with the way that kids are eating at school. One of my
Think
favorite
so?
foods that my elementary school cafeteria offered was mashed potatoes. I always liked mashed potatoes, but there was something about the taste of the kind I could only get in my cafeteria that made me feel like I could not get enough.
Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, this picture right here. What's up, Daisy Bear? This picture right here. I can taste that chicken. I know exactly what that chicken tastes like. It was delicious. We called it oven baked chicken, even though it was very clearly a fried piece of chicken. Fucking masterful. So tasty. I remember though one time, I did not like mashed potatoes at one point in my life. I don't know why. I like mashed potatoes now. I think they're pretty good. I prefer them with like the chunks in it, you know, because like I don't like it just be like smooth. I want like a little something to chew on, but you know, whatever. Besides the point. I remember that at one point in middle school, I was given this fucking whatever with a side of like mashed potatoes, and for some reason, and hear me out, like I want you to like squint your eyes maybe at the screen. I thought it was a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Now, you know that it's mashed potato, but look at that picture and kind of squint your eyes and tell me that you don't think that it's vanilla ice cream. You know what I mean? Like it, and I remember that I was like so excited. I was like, God damn, they're giving ice cream. I took a bite and I fucking kind of like when you drink a liquid thinking that it's going to be one thing and ends up being another. You're like, oh, I need some water, and you take a drink and it's like milk. You're just like, oh.
The styrofoam trays that we piled our food onto in the lunch line had these divided sections in different sizes that were meant for different foods. The large portion for the main meal, the smaller sections off to the side for your fruit, vegetables, or probably a dessert, and the square in the middle shaped to specially hold a carton of milk. Whenever mashed potatoes were available, I would pile as much as I could into these tiny side sections of my tray, but it was never enough. So since they weren't technically labeled,
Yeah, they were
no one
soggy.
around to really tell me otherwise,
Yeah.
I realized one day that I could get more mashed potatoes if I put them in the biggest slot on my tray. I definitely got some weird looks and comments from other kids for doing this, but seeing as that was the extent of
Weird looks in comments because you wanted extra mashed potatoes. You mashed potato freak. You mashed potato slut.
I continued to do it every
Who
time
cares?
mashed potatoes were served until I started caring more about what people think and realized I should probably chill out with the mashed potatoes obsession. I've always thought this story was kind of funny, and I still do, but I also think that it alludes to another issue with school lunches that isn't often as talked about as the access to sugar. Despite there being loose recommendations and posters of things like healthy eating guides or the food pyramid around, most children, in my experience, were free to get whatever they wanted and however much of it they liked. With the lunch ladies working to keep the food prepped and stocked while also completing transactions at the registers, there was likely little time or, frankly, effort to be policing hungry kids on what they could and couldn't buy. And so, lunchrooms would end up with trays like this. Or like mine.
You know, like the warm chalky
At
milk.
least I didn't like it with
Bro, the chalky milk was like the defining piece of school lunches. What is this?
That must
God
be
damn.
something. Like I mentioned before, school lunches have always been a touchy subject for parents, school boards, and politicians alike. One of the more recent and notable changes made to the school lunch program, though, happened while I was in school and with changes I actually noticed and experienced.
Interesting.
Michelle Obama, former First Lady of the U.S., was outspoken about wanting to do something to remedy childhood obesity, which led to the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010. This was a national movement that changed nutrition standards with the school lunch program by requiring more healthy foods to be served. There was a regulation to offer more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, limitations to serve fat-free or low-fat milk options only, and a reduction of sodium and trans fat.
Now, I don't remember entirely, like I don't remember, like, exactly how this worked. But I fucking remember school lunches taking a dive in quality after this whole thing happened. I don't remember really what changed. This is, like, literally 2010 is, like, when I went into high school. But I remember, for some reason, something of the school lunches changed. And I was like, why did they change this? And they said, oh, it was like a government thing, like Michelle Obama. And I went, what? You know, I mean, good, like, you know, trust me, like, healthy school lunches, you know, fine. But like, I remember being mad at the time.
I don't think that
I don't know what they changed. I can't remember for the life of me, but
soon enough they were pretty hard to ignore. One of the most notable changes I tuned into was that now the lunch staff that were already likely overworked and underpaid now were in charge of policing kids and the food they were buying at lunch. I've always been a picky eater, but it wasn't usually much of a problem in the school cafeteria. If I didn't want green beans, then I could leave them off my tray and just not eat them. But with the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act, which I'm going to refer to as the Obamification of school lunches for short, leaving a vegetable off of my plate if I didn't want it was no longer allowed. I remember the day the lunch lady wouldn't let me buy my food before I had at least one fruit or vegetable on my tray. I was confused.
yes, that was a part of it. I remember this. Because they wouldn't allow me to buy my lunch without getting a fruit or vegetable with it. That's what changed. I remember. And the options for the fruit or vegetables were never good. They were always like soggy carrots or an apple or something. And sometimes, like, if you wanted like a fruit, sometimes you had to pay more. Like, I had to pay like $1 if I wanted an apple. It's like, what's the fucking point? I don't want this. What's up,
I
Katana?
did what she said, but I was pretty put off by it. I
Yeah.
understand why this seems like a good idea, but obviously, if a kid doesn't want to eat something, forcing them to buy it isn't going to suddenly make it appetizing.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Exactly. I didn't want to eat it. You're just forcing me to get it. What is that coat? It's like a cardigan. It's not really like a
Apple
coat.
or orange, something easy, but without.
Yo, that burger though, I'm not gonna lie. I love. You guys ever like? Do you guys ever like something that you know is like objectively bad quality? Like, you're like, this is obviously worse than like a lot of other things, but you still like it. You know what I mean? Like SpaghettiOs out of a can, right? Like lukewarm SpaghettiOs right out of the can. You know what I mean? It's not great. It's not, you know, I've had better spaghetti in my life. Fair. I think Lily understands. Come here, Lily. Come here. Do a little dance. Do a little dance. Bro, these burgers though were gas. I loved them. I loved these burgers.
A taste for bruised or weeks-old fruit, I'd usually just end up tossing whatever fruit or vegetable I had been required to buy in the trash. I
Yep.
also remember the introduction of more whole grains into our lunches, which, as far as I can recall, mostly just meant the replacement of refined grain hamburger buns and dinner rolls with whole grain versions. My family only ever had white bread at home, and I didn't know.
Oh, I remember that. I remember when they changed to the whole grain burger buns. They were all right. I didn't care that much. They were fine.
Any different. Whole grains aren't the worst thing in the world, but they definitely don't taste as nice as other options.
Am I wrong that, like, isn't white bread and whole wheat bread the same thing, but the white bread is bleached? Am I wrong? I'm not, like, entirely sure. I'm not, like, nutritionist or anything, but aren't they, like, the same thing, just one of them is essentially dyed a certain color? So, like, if, like, there's no difference in getting, like, one or the other?
So this change didn't make a lot of people happy either. It might seem a little entitled, but downgrading a meal that already only consisted of chalky milk, soggy fruit, and a dried out
Chalky milk.
frustrated. With that being said, childhood obesity is still a big problem not only in America but around the world. School lunches and the Obamification of them was definitely coming from a good place, but seemed to not fully reach some of the bigger issues within the system. Whole grains can only do so much good while they're part of a meal of a burger and tater tots. Required fruits and vegetables aren't nearly as healthy when they're covered in cheese, gravy, or mixed with jello. And
Also, not that it totally matters, and this is like a interesting. I think that there's like a comedian that made a joke that's like, why have the why have the first ladies and eventual first men? So why have the president's spouses done any like why are they getting involved in any sort of politics? Because it was their spouse that won. Like the president got elected. You know, the first spouse did not do anything to get the position that they're in. So why are they why did Michelle Obama change my school lunch? She didn't get elected to any office. Why am I'm always it's an interesting point that I'm like thinking about this school lunch. I'm thinking about like, you know, like politics or whatever. Like why? Like because I'm not saying that she's not a badass bitch. Like totally get it. But like, I don't care. I don't care who the spouse is. You know, the gender doesn't matter to me. But like, why are you getting involved in my life? If fucking Barack Obama came down from heaven and fucking was like, oh, you guys gotta start eating fruits and veggies, I'd be like, all right, you know, you're the president, fine. But no, it's like,
new options like
whatever.
cheese dippers, basically another name for cafeteria mozzarella sticks, corn dogs.
Yo, okay, I gotta keep stopping. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep stopping, but like, look at these. I want these inside of me. I'd fold them up and I would shove them in places you'd be surprised. You could only buy these in a carton of like 100 of them. Like you can only buy these specific pizza dippers in quantities of like spending $200 online. You can't get these as an individual. So I'll never have this flavor again. I would pay a full meal money. Like I'd pay like a hot $20 to have this meal again.
Basically,
They were always sold out every time.
Cafeteria mozzarella sticks, corn dogs, pizza, and of course desserts were still prevalent during the reign of Obamification. In my elementary school, sheet pan cafeteria pizza was a fan favorite. In middle school, my cafeteria offered what I assume was more contracted food through Red Baron Pizza that also came in their own specially branded containers. And in high school, and what I think is worst of all, every school year for each of the 4 years that I attended, Little Caesars Pizza was offered in the lunch line every day without fail.
Wow.
My dad!
Holy shit. Hello? Wow. Thank you, Blue. I really appreciate that. Hello. Thank you. Wow. Oh, wait, 10 pack. Wait. Oh my god. I get to open a pack now. You actually just fucking I arrived to stream late, meaning that I wasn't able to open a pack, and now that you gifted literally exactly 10, I get to open a pack. I'm really excited now. Oh yeah, where's that? Hello?
No.
There you go. Let's do. All right, let's do one of these. We're going for I bought these packs because these have a chance of opening a really expensive card. Like there's like a few of them, and I really want to open one, so I bought a few of these. They have a chance of like opening an actual nut button, like top of the top. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right, this is for you, Blue Guard. What do we get? Art card, not good. Okay. So we got a cool land. This card's okay. This card's okay. Card's not bad. Not good. Not great. Not great. It's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, that's really fucking pretty. Wait, that's a really pretty card. Look at those colors. They're like neon. Yeah, I missed Jake too. He was literally here today. We actually we hung out a little bit today. That's a really pretty card. Nope, not good. Come on. All right, probably one of the better cards in the pack. All right, come on, give me something good. Come on. Ooh! Wait, I actually think that's good. Lithoform Engine is a mythic rare. It's probably worth something. By the way, you guys can look at my nails now. Look how good my nails are doing. I've been trying to not bite my nails. My hands are looking better, you know? All right, here we go. Oh! Ooh, foil squid. Foil squid. Ooh. Oh. I don't even know what this card is. I've never seen this card in my life. It is a Tree Folk. 3 mana trample with Echo. During your next upkeep, after this comes into play, pays mana cost or sacrifice it. Not very good. Not very good. Interesting. How much is Lithoform Engine? This has got to be worth something. It's an Ent. Yeah, that's basically what Tree Folk are. They are basically Ents, yeah. Lithoform Engine. About $4.85, which is a little more than the price of the pack. Awesome. Yeah, we made our money back technically. If I were to sell this, I would probably get like $1 or $2, but worth more than the pack, so it was all worth it. You love green? Green is probably my least favorite Magic color, but there are a lot of green cards that I do love. So that was for you, Blue Guard. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the 10 gifted, dude. That was really nice. What cards can I hold on to? I'll hold on to these, I guess. And the rest of these are kind of bad, right? Yep, the rest of these are bad. All right, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Ever wondered what America's obsession with pizza comes from? You should probably look to the school lunchrooms. So much pizza and other junk food being offered as meals was a problem mostly overlooked or at least overshadowed.
And Little Caesars pizza, by the way, is horribly gross. I don't know how many of you have ever actually eaten Little Caesars pizza, but there's a reason that a full pizza should not be $5.
Islamification. So, was any actual progress being made? Speaking of contracted food, this poses another issue to the health of school children, and this time it doesn't necessarily come from the school lunch program directly or the hands of school lunch staff. School districts across the country frequently enter exclusive contracts with corporations like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, among other vendors and food providers, in exchange for direct payments to support school funding needs. These contracts can include conditions like prominent display of advertising and marketing on school campuses, and incentive payments for increasing the sales of their products at schools and school events.
Wow, interesting. I remember the only soda machine in the entire school was in the teacher's cafeteria. So like you go through the cafeteria, right? And there's like the teacher's lounge in which there's like it's just like a teacher's lounge. You know, like there's tables and stuff, and it's like, and there was the only soda machine in the entire school. It was like $1 for a soda or something. And I remember that we were not allowed in that room. Students were not allowed in the teacher's lounge. However, I was in the drama club, and the drama club kids were the ones that taught me that there was a soda machine in the teacher's lounge. And we would, after school, always go in there. We would go in there almost every day to get a soda. And anytime there'd be a teacher in the thing, and they'd be like, what are you kids doing here? They'd be like, oh, the drama club teacher wanted us to get her a drink, so she gave us $1 to go get, and they'd be like, okay. So, like we pretty much never got questioned. I don't think I ever got questioned, but it was the only way to get soda in our high school.
Junk food advertising to school children, which, yeah, I'd say is a bit of a bigger issue than a cake or two in the lunch line. Introducing advertising and product loyalty to impressionable children can have way more potent and long-lasting effects on their overall health and well-being. Some states and school districts have created policies to ban these kinds of exclusive contracts and advertising.
Yeah, we didn't have any of those machines. Like, I don't remember any of these kind of like machines around the school, like this like blatant advertising. I don't remember any of that.
So you can see why some people have a negative view of Obamification of school lunches for one reason or another.
I do. I remember her.
Definitely a nice thought, and on the right.
Don't touch my lunches.
Kids were and are still eating junk food for lunch, except now they're required to get a fruit or vegetable that they likely won't even eat and just end up wasting in the trash.
Yep.
Food waste has even more negative connotations when there are low-income families involved. There were a few times when my lunch money on my school account would run out before I could remind my mom to refill it. When this happened in elementary school, there was this one really sweet lunch lady that would sometimes just let me have the meal anyway. Otherwise, the only options you could have was a plate of fruits and vegetables or some of the containers of sliced bread and little cups of peanut butter and jelly to make your own sandwich. Definitely not the worst options in the world, at least there was still something to eat. In middle and high school though, there was definitely a bit of a difference when I ran out of lunch money. There were a few times when I wasn't allowed to walk away from the lunch line with any food at all because I didn't have money to pay for it. And
wow.
I'm sure being a little hungry for the last half of the day didn't stunt my growth entirely. For low-income families, this wasn't a sometimes occurrence, but one that potentially happened every school day and could have a much bigger impact.
I remember when I didn't have lunch money, they would allow me like a certain amount of meals to like put on credit. Like essentially I would get in the lunch line, I would get my stuff, I'd enter in my code, and it'd say you have no money. And they would allow me like 5 meals or something, 5 meals total that I was allowed to have before I was, you know, like I essentially could go a full week without money for meals before they wouldn't allow me to buy lunch in the lunch line. Saying just flat out no, that's just mean. That's just mean.
There are programs within certain states and districts that offer reduced cost or completely free lunches for children that can't afford it otherwise. But this sometimes limits the amount of food a child is allowed to buy based on the amount of funding they receive to allocate per free lunch. A less satisfied kid is better than a hungry one, but you'd think there'd be a better, more effective option by this point. As for changes made to school lunch standards in recent years, government administration has scaled back some of the guidelines that Obamification required out of school lunches. Depending on a school's local agriculture and access to labor, among other things, some schools have a hard time meeting a requirement to serve only whole grains or large amounts of fruits and vegetables, so these are among the rules that have been lessened. Still no word on the regulation of mystery meat, though. Despite there being a lot of issues that continue on to this day in American school cafeterias, there's still some nostalgia from older generations that miss that specific taste of their favorite school lunch item.
I miss it.
Recipes are pretty easy to find across the internet with rectangle cafeteria pizza.
Ah, that's sick. That's awesome.
A popular one, though there are others for things like cakes and cookies too. And if you're wondering why so many people can relate to a specific taste of cafeteria food that spans across 50 states, it's because there are pretty much 3 main companies that reign over the contracted food industry and provide to most of the schools in America. Despite eating this food that comes pre-made and maybe a little soggy or old, I have mostly positive memories of my school lunches too. Even if for the last few years of my schooling, they usually consisted of Little Caesars hot and ready pizza that was often neither hot nor ready, and always had little holes throughout it, for whatever reason. But school lunch is a bigger issue than just removing vending machines and contracted junk food, because, as this Washington Post article puts it, it's a complex juggling act with federal regulations, budget realities, crunched lunch schedules, aging kitchens, and cultural sensitivities, to say nothing of picky eaters. I think the school lunch staff definitely deserve an apology for always being portrayed as mean and nasty and their food no better, when there really is a lot more going on behind the scenes of their lunchrooms than parents and politicians can see on the surface. And with studies showing that healthy, quality school lunches help improve focus, absences, test scores, and learning, among other things, there's a lot on the line. So, is there a magic fix-all government regulation that can make sure no kid ever goes hungry, overeats, or develops a sugar addiction in schools all at the same time? not right now, at least, but with so much attention and effort still being poured into the topic, I'd like to think, hopefully, we're at least on the right track.
That was a good video. That was a good video. I thought that was very enjoyable. It brought a lot of nostalgia. That was pretty enjoyable. Think about my school lunches. I do miss them. I do wish that I could retry some of my I was actually thinking about this. I was like, I wish I could retry some of my high school meals to remember how bad they are. You know what I mean? Like I put like the burgers, like the high school burgers, on like a little bit of a platform. Like I think that they're like I love them. I thought they were bomb. But I know for a fact that if I were to eat some of the high school foods today, they're probably like really gross. And I also wonder how food has changed. Like how are the meals now in high school? They get better? I mean, it's been I haven't been in high school for almost 10 years now. Or I guess it's been, yeah, wow. Oh my God, it's been 9 years. Oh my God, my 10th high school anniversary is next year. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That makes me feel so old. Ugh, I feel icky now. I feel so old. What do you mean? Don't talk. What? What was that?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
That's you.
I love the young people.
Ah, you guys make me feel so fucking old. Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. What's up, chat? Hello. 35 is not old either. Uh-huh. If you say so. Bruh, I'm not gonna lie, this headache is absolutely killing me. I don't know why I have a headache either. So. I do want to practice this week. For anyone that does not know, I have a really big tournament coming up. This weekend. It's about like a 2-hour drive for me. And I definitely need to get some practice in. You crossed into the country, I'm like nowhere near a border of any kind. Wow, that's awesome, Crystal. That's awesome. Um, Jacob is not going. I actually don't know who is going. I know that I'm driving, but I don't know who is actually going to this tournament. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I might end stream though, only because my head is fucking pounding. I don't know what it is, but like I'm not in a Oh yeah, I love driving. I can't fucking describe my elation. The tournament is in the Meadowlands. The Meadowlands, which is pretty close to my old university. Yeah. Well, I want to do like a sunset stream tomorrow. So, tomorrow you guys are gonna get a longer stream, and my head is fucking pounding right now. So, I would rather not like push myself and like, cause I've kind of decided that like when I do these when I stream, I think I want to do like 5-hour streams. I think I've decided that if we want to hit partner, that we're going to need to get back into Twitch algorithm, and we're going to have to start streaming for longer periods of. It's not about it's about like doing longer in like one session, you know? So yeah. My goal. Well, my goal is 4 days a week, 5 hours per stream, and then maybe like a stream where like it's not like, you know, like I can have a day where like I don't need to stream for very long. But like right now, like I just don't feel like, if I don't feel good, I'd rather just not stream. You know what I mean? I've kind of like made the mental decision that like if I'm not in a good mood, if I'm not happy, if I'm not like feeling physically good, I'm not gonna push myself unless I really want to. Like if I'm like dying, like I'm sick, but like I really want to stream, then I'll do it. But like right now, like it's kind of hard to think. It's kind of hard to concentrate. So I'm just gonna call it so that I can. I actually went to bed last night. You want to guess what time I went to bed last night? I went to bed at 12:30. Can you imagine me showered, teeth brushed, in bed at 12:30? It's wild. It's wild. I didn't actually fall asleep until like probably like 4. Like I was like in bed, trying to fall asleep, just tossing and turning for like an hour, and then like I'm like on my phone for like the rest of it. So post the VODs? Yeah, I'll make sure that the VODs are posted. But you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for me. All right, all. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you to Ormies, Mr. K, and fucking big dick shoutouts to Blueguard. I really appreciate the gifted subs. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. I just don't like. I just got this like fucking headache. I want to like go take a shower and drink some water and just like relax. So. All right, all. Should I turn on like Goodbye Sugar? Yeah, I'll turn on like Goodbye Sugar. I'll stick to tradition. Uh-oh, I can't turn it on. Mods, now is your time. You'll try. You just have to turn on the Goodbye Sugar. That's all you gotta do. Nothing more. Nothing less. You know, some streamers do like a roll call of their mods. Isn't that wild? Can you imagine? You imagine like if you're like, if I like did like a roll call of like mods, if you're not here, you're unmodded, and I don't know. That'd be some hard dictator vibes. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty intense. Seeing as I don't pay my mods, I pay them in love and Cheez-Its and apple juice. Yeah, if you get a paper signed by the principal, you're good to go. Does it work? No. It's okay. All right, chat. I love you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me. Oh, I guess I do have to sign in anyway. Like eventually, you know. What Ellie said? Okay. No, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't stress your little... There we go. If you want to say goodnight to me and everyone else in the stream, it's one channel point. Feel free to spam it. If you do not use the Goodbye Sugar this evening, you will wake up with the headache that I am suffering with right now. I think it's because I haven't drank enough water, low-key. It literally started when I went for my fucking walk to go get food. And, like, I got back and, like, I wanted to slam my head against a piece of metal. So, I love you. Have a beautiful evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'd like to do, like, a sunset stream tomorrow, so that's going to be around, like, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Holy shit, Lily. Oh, my God. She got some big zoomies right now. She got some big girl zoomies. All right, all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, stay